Akira Toriyama is a legend. He absolutely defined my childhood as one of the main designers behind the Dragon Quest series. He really is one of the main influences for me just to getting into gaming in general, and I will always be thankful for him for that. SandLand is his swan song. As the last game that he ever worked on before his untimely passing, I knew that I had to support him and his family and give him my best shot. So today, I would like to dedicate this review to one of my heroes. This one's for you. Fly high, Mr. Toriyama. Sometimes the decisions that game companies make just boggle my mind. If I were an executive at a game company and it was my job to present a game to best advantage, I would make sure that the consumers are really chomping at the bit to buy it, so I would ensure that my demo would be fantastic. But not here. SandLand's demo was embarrassingly bad. I put out a review of it about a month or so ago, and I blasted it like 6 ways from Sunday, pretty much saying that it was probably the worst demo I have ever played in my entire life. But at the same time, I also hoped that it wasn't indicative of the full game. So I'm actually here to tell you that those words were kind of pathetic, because while the demo did the game no favors, the final finished product itself is a whole lot of fun, and it's really rather shocking how dirty the demo did this game. Well, the demo pretty much kind of like dumped you in the middle of a square desert with a couple of tanks and said, have fun, hope you don't die. The game itself is full of life, and while it still does take place on a massive desert expanse, there are towns, grottos to explore, tons of people to talk to, merchants wandering around, treasures to be had, caves, nooks, and crannies to stumble across filled with all sorts of goodies and materials to find. I mean, you could kind of say this is an open world, well, pardon the pun, sandboxy kind of game. And while you can just go from point A to point B following all the story prompts, you will miss out on the real heart of SandLand by doing this. The storyline follows Beelzebub, the son of Lucifer, who's the king of the demons. And while you might think that a storyline that's centered around demons, the dearth of water, and a war-ravaged land around with people struggling to get by and grasping for just like an ounce of water, you might think that that could be like dark and disturbing, but it's not. Just as Dragon Quest is always lighthearted no matter what's going on, so is SandLand. It might be a serious storyline, but the game itself doesn't exactly take itself seriously. After Beelzebub and his little friends steal some water for the demons living at their encampment, a human sheriff comes to town hoping to work together in order to find the hidden legendary spring, said to be an unending supply of water for the entire world. But humans and demons don't exactly get along here. You see, the world has been irreparably scarred by the war, as well as countless natural disasters, and because of this, the river that provided water to the country dried up a long time ago. Now though, only the king controls SandLand's personal water supply, and it's just getting like a bit expensive for the citizens to purchase. But Sheriff Rao is tired of the people suffering and approaches the demon settlement for help in trying to find this legendary spring. So Beelzebub and his aptly named friend, Thief, decide to join him after he bribes him with a game console, of which Lucifer says you can only play for 1 hour a day and only in a bright room. Like I said, every time that the game gets serious, they add some moments of levity like this. Some people might think that it's juvenile, but I personally think that's kind of charming. At first, you'll be traversing SandLand on a truck, but that promptly breaks down, so it's up to you to go and find a tank, because we're playing with the big boys now, and we've got a whole kingdom to take down, as well as a mystical spring to find. So we need whatever gadgets that we can have on our side to do this right. So that brings me up to my next point. If you think that this is like a turn-based RPG, or something like that, you're wrong. Really, if you think that this is like a normal action RPG too, you're wrong. It's really like its own thing, and I can't just put it into one box. Yeah, there's plenty of treasures to find, hidden areas, items and crafting, buying and selling, leveling, SP, skill trees and all that, but the main focus of the action is done inside tanks, with tank controls and tank aiming too. And admittedly, I am not the best at anything involving aiming whatsoever. In fact, I'm kind of laughably terrible at it. So thankfully, there is an easy, normal, and a hard mode here that you can choose from, ensuring that even old bitches like me can figure this out. Further cementing how non-traditional this game is, there's quite a bit of stealth sections too. Not only with Beelzebub, but also with Thief, Santa Claus, or maybe even Krampus? He is stealing from poor townsfolk, so I guess the shoe does fit. But anyway, variety is the spice of life, and this just adds in yet another of gameplay, on top of the hand-to-hand combat, the tank controls, and the exploration. You can really do whatever it is that you want here. You can set out into the vast expanses, exploring and looking around, or you can just follow the main story and watch the cutscenes and fight the bosses, or you can go after all the bounties and side quests that are scattered throughout the desert. There's always something new and different to be had here. Another thing that I really liked was that there's no real reason to grind whatsoever. Yeah, you'll see a ton of monsters while you're off exploring, but honestly, fighting them is kind of pointless because you'll get 1 experience point for killing some trash mob, whereas you will literally get hundreds of experience points for completing main and side quests, really encouraging you to not get bogged down in the minutia of the little fights, but instead to set off to find all the side quests and encourage you to complete the main story in order to get that next level and then go further up on that skill tree. Further solidifying that whole water is life theme, you have a water meter that slowly depletes over time, as well as restoration points scattered around the map that replenish over time. And between battles, you can use your water to heal, and if you fall in combat, you can be revived in exchange for all of your water. During hand-to-hand combat, you'll be able to attack with weak quick attacks or slow strong attacks, evade enemy attacks, use special skills, or even use your partner's special skills too. The joy really is found in the discovery, seeing what's out there, diving deep and exploring the world rather than fighting every little tiny scorpion, tarantula, or dinosaur that you come across. Unfortunately though, as you are exploring the world, your characters will talk, and talk, and talk. And that would be fine if they were actually, talking about new and different things, but instead, they are going to be saying the exact same dialogue over and over and over again. Every single time that you go inside of a cave, they're going to say the same frickin' thing, and there's no way to stop it, and it is damned annoying. Thankfully though, there is a mini-map handily located right on the screen showing you all sorts of landmarks, such as those water resupply points, the towns, mining points, grottos, and dungeons. So as you're bulldozing on through on your tank, feel free to just stop and jump out, take in the sights and the sounds, and grab some treasures along the way. Because again, that is where the fun lies. And this really is like a completionist's dream, because there's also a huge map that indicates exactly how many treasures or items are found in each region, so you can really have fun making sure that you grab each and every last discovery that you possibly can in this massive, extensive world. Personally, I went into this game not expecting all that much. I did think that it would be better than the demo because, quite frankly, nothing could quite possibly be worse than the demo. But I also thought that this was going to be one of those middle-of-the-road games. Just something that's kind of there, not that special, but this isn't. This actually is special, and it's definitely its own thing. And it's not every day that a game like this comes around. A game that you can't just put into a box and say, this is a JRPG, or this is an action RPG. Because this is its own thing. And that is a rarity in today's day and age when companies don't want to take risks. But I definitely am glad that they did it here. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with SandLand, and I do think that if you go into it knowing what it is and not expecting it to be something else, then you'll have a fun time with it too. So that's it for our review of SandLand for the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. I want to ask, how do you feel about it? Let's get a discussion going on here, and let's all talk and chat about it, because I'm always in the comments too. And if you like what I do here on the channel, please head on over to the Patreon to sign up for early access to my videos, as well as behind the scenes photographs. The link to it is over in the video description. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.